As most Americans wind down for bed, 15 million people are just clocking into work. These hospital workers, emergency responders, factory operators and others are among the 20% of the world's population who do shift work. Now, new research published in Neurobiology of sleep and circadian rhythms shows the adverse effects of shift work can be long-lasting, even after returning to a normal schedule. Shift work, especially rotating shift work, confuses our body clocks, and that has important ramifications in terms of our health and well-being and connection to human disease, said David Earnest, professor in the Department of Neuroscience and Experimental Therapeutics at the Texas A&M University. Males were distinguished by worse outcomes in which mortality rates were much higher. This new study took a different approach. Rather than examining immediate effects of shift work on strokes, the researchers returned all subjects to regular 24-hour cycles and waited until their midlife equivalent, when humans are most likely to experience a stroke, to evaluate stroke severity and outcomes. What was already borne out in epidemiological studies is that most people only experience shift work for 5 to 8 years and then presumably go back to normal work schedules, Earnest said. We wanted to determine, is that enough to erase any problems that these circadian rhythm disruptions have, or do these effects carry over even after returning to normal work schedules? They found that the health impacts of shift work do, indeed, persist over time. Compared to controls maintained on a regular day-night cycle throughout the study, they displayed persistent alterations of their sleep-wake rhythms, with periods of abnormal activity when sleep would have normally occurred. When they suffered strokes, their outcomes were again much worse than the control group, except females had more severe functional deficits and higher mortality than the males. The data from this study take on added health-related significance, especially in females, because stroke is a risk factor for dementia and disproportionately affects older women, said Farida Sohrabji, professor in the Department of Neuroscience and Experimental Therapeutics and director of the W. The researchers also observed increased levels of inflammatory mediators from the gut in subjects exposed to a shift work schedule. We now think that part of the underlying mechanism for what we're seeing in terms of circadian rhythm disruption causing more severe strokes may involve altered interactions between the brain and gut, Earnest said. The results of this study could eventually lead to the development of interventions that block adverse effects of disrupted circadian rhythms. In the meantime, shift workers can improve care at their internal body clocks by trying to maintain a regular schedule as much as possible and avoiding a diet high in fat, which can cause inflammation and also alter the timing of circadian rhythms. This research has clear implications for shift workers, but it could extend to many other people who keep schedules that differ greatly from day to day. Because of the computer age, many more of us are no longer working from 9 to 5. We take our work home and sometimes work late at night, Earnest said. All this can lead to the same effects on human health as shift work. To avoid some of these health hazards, Earnest says the best approach is to maintain a regular schedule of awake time, sleep time and meal times that doesn't vary drastically from day to day. In addition, avoid the usual cardiovascular risk behaviors like eating a high-fat diet, not getting enough physical activity, drinking too much alcohol and smoking. Materials provided by Texas A&M University. Original written by Lindsay Hendricks. Note: content may be edited for style and length. David J. Earnest, Shana Burns, Savani Pandey, Katharesh Kumar Mani, Farida Sohrabji. Shift work increases the severity of strokes later in life. New research finds living against our internal body clocks can damage long-term health by altering gut and brain interactions. Science Daily. Shift work increases the severity of strokes later in life. New research finds living against our internal body clocks can damage long-term health by altering gut and brain interactions. Science Daily. Retrieved July 12, 2022 from ift.tt/QNST9I6 Texas A&M University. Shift work increases the severity of strokes later in life. New research finds living against our internal body clocks can damage long-term health by altering gut and brain interactions. Science Daily. https://ift.tt/QNST9I6, access July 12, 2022. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.